Hi, today I'm going to be doing a review on the new operating system for Macs, Mountain Lion. You can find out about Mountain Lion on the Apple website. Mountain Lion costs £14 and there are many features. The main features are listed on the website here, but you can also find out all the features by clicking on here. So let's have a look at the main features. Part of Mountain Lion is that iCloud is used. Lots of iCloud parts are found in Mountain Lion. For example, there's the new documents in the cloud. This means that if you have the iWorks, it will give you an option to save your documents into the cloud, which means you can access them from any Apple device. New additions are Reminders and Notes app. These are found in iOS, but have only just been added to the Mac. Now I'm going to do a separate review on the Reminders and Notes app, as there's a bit more to talk about for those. iMessage is now part of the Mac, so you can now message people from your Mac. This again uses iCloud, so you can pick up from a conversation you started on your iPhone or iPad or iPad Touch on your Mac. So that uses iCloud. Notification Center is quite a big new thing. Now this has been in iOS for quite a while, but it's been added to the Mac, so you can get all your information, and we'll talk about that later. Power Nap is only available for the relatively new netbooks, and since I have an iMac, I will not be going over Power Nap. Dictation is part of Mountain Lion. It's been on the new iPad and iPhone with Siri. It's not the full Siri, it's just dictation part, and we will be going over that a bit more. Sharing is a new feature, and we'll again go over this in more detail. Facebook is coming to Mountain Lion this autumn, and Twitter is already there. You can now do AirPlay with your Mac. This means that you can show the screen on the TV. This will be useful for presentations and things. Game Center, which has been on iOS for quite a while, is now on Mac, so that's good, and you can play people on the iOS. Game Center, there is also iCloud, so you can pick up from where you left off on your iOS device on your Mac. Gatekeeper's a new app that allows you to, sorry, it's not an app, it's in security and privacy, and this means that you can, when you download something, you can only open it if it's from the Mac Apple App Store or identified developers, just from the Mac App Store or anywhere. So you can choose, and this just helps with viruses or things, or if you're on a website that has a drive-by download and download something and opens it, it won't open if it's not by an identified developer. And then there's this new Safari browser, which I'll be going over in a different review. I'll put links to the reviews when they come out in the description. China also has various new features, as in a dictionary and various other things. So then, you can find Mountain Lion on the App Store. It's in the top paid, and as I said, it'll cost you £13.99 or $19.99. It's 4.5 gigabyte, and you can download it on, I think, up to 5 machines. So for $20, that's quite good. So then let's get on to the features. So let's start with Notification Center. The preferences for Notification Center can be found in System Preferences, and then there's a new tab called Notifications. So if we click on this, this gives us all our apps, and we can say whether we want them in Notification Center or not. At the moment I've got all mine in. When we click on an app, as you can see, we get a few options. We can either not have it in notification, not have notifications come up to tell us, but they'll still stay in the Notification Center. When banners come up, these will come up in the top right hand corner and then slide off, and alerts come up in the top right hand corner but stay there until you dismiss them. So I usually go for banners unless it's something that I want to know about. You can find out whether you want to show it in Notification Center, and you can find out how many items of this you want in the Notification Center. You can say whether we want the icon to have a badge, and we can say whether we want it to play a sound when receiving notifications. For example, a badge would be this little 3 here, so I could turn that off if I wanted. You can sort notification manually or by time, so the most recent things will come at the top. I like to have it manually. So then, how do we get to the Notification Center? This, where the spotlight used to be found, that's been moved to the left and replaces this icon here that allows us to open the Notification Center. So at the moment I don't have any notifications, but they'd pop up. We can do something here that shows alerts and banners. If we turn that off, that means that we will no longer get notifications. So if you're doing a presentation, you will not be alerted, and that resumes for 24 hours. So as you can see, I've just got a message on iMessage, which we'll talk about later. The banner's popped up here, and then it slides off to the right, as you can see. You can open it here, and this is what it looks like. We get the application it's come from, and then we get some information, so what number it's come from, and the message. So you can click on that to open the app. So that's basically Notification Center. Let's have a look at iMessage now. iMessage can be found in the Launchpad, and this is what its icon looks like. Whilst we're in the Launchpad, I can show you a new feature, the search in the Launchpad. So you can search for various things such as, contacts or other things. So if you have lots of apps in the Launchpad, you can find them easily. Anyway, let's open up Messages. Messages isn't just iMessage, it also brings other things. For example, you can use Google Chat in, and if the person that you're iMessaging has FaceTime, which they probably will, there is a quick link to FaceTime there. So, iMessage has got a pretty simple interface. You can write a new person by there. If you've got lots of conversations, you can search it. 2, you can just put in a address. So this is one that's before, just when I was testing it. So that's people that have sent to you, and then that's the reply. So you can just easily send a message by typing it in. So if I say hi there, it's sent, and it comes up with the time. And it'll tell you whether it's delivered or not. So that's just been delivered. And if someone replies, it will come up there. So as you can see, we've got the reply. And if the application wasn't open, it would have come up in Notification Center. So Messages is pretty simple. It's a nice feature to have, and that's Messages. So Hi guys, so we're going to be talking about dictation now, and this isn't on by default, but you can turn it on by going to System Preferences, Dictation and Speak, Dictation, and on and off. In here you get some other thoughts. You can change the language, you can change the shortcut, which is how you're going to activate it. I've just kept it on. Press the function key twice, which is the default one, and you can find out about dictation and about the privacy involved in that. So this can be used in anything that means you've got to insert text. You just double tap the function key. So for example, in Spotlight you can do it. So if I do function, this is a test of the new dictation. So as you can see, it's pretty accurate. Now, I don't find myself using dictation that much because I find for long sentences and things, it gets a few words wrong, and when I'm doing work, I find myself going back and having to change things, and it just seems to take more time having to find where the mistakes are and change it. But when browsing the internet, I do use it because if I'm searching for something, I can just quickly do it, and it's just easier than typing it in. So, got mixed views on dictation, but I do think it's a good thing to have in the OS, and I'm glad it's in Mountain Lion. So that's dictation. So next I'm going to talk about sharing. Sharing's integrated quite a lot in Mountain Lion. So you can share a lot of stuff. You can sign into things for sharing in System Preferences and in the Mail, Contacts and Calendars section. You get other accounts and stuff which can add. There's Twitter, Vimeo, Flickr, and then various email ones and iCloud. So if you get anything, for example, if I open up the logo in preview, you can see that we've got this button here. This is the share button, and it's the same in all applications. So if you click it, it comes up with a number of options: email, message, airdrop, Twitter, Flickr, and you can add photos to iPhoto. So sharing can be found in the Safari as well. So that's sharing, and Facebook will be coming to sharing in the autumn. So that should be relatively soon. So then, what's my verdict of Mountain Lion? Mountain Lion, I think, is a very reasonable price at only £14, and it does contain quite a few features. Although the features aren't going to change the operating system a lot, they do help with productivity and just integrating iOS with the Mac operating system with iCloud. I've found that I've been using reminders a lot more on my iPhone and iPad now that it wirelessly syncs to my Mac, and I've just been finding that things are a bit quicker, especially Safari, which I'll go over later. One bad thing is that not all computers are supported. For example, if I go to the Apple website, there is a list of supported devices for Mountain Lion. But if your machine's supported, I would recommend buying it, as it's not too expensive and it does make things easier, I think. So thanks for watching. Please like or subscribe, as that helps, and if you want more information and to know when the videos come out, please like the Facebook page, which is www.facebook.com/theiMacmen. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.